Most people believe that change begins when life finally gives them something different, a new opportunity, a new relationship, a new environment. But change does not begin outside of you. It begins the moment you stop repeating yourself inside. Look closely at how a day usually starts. You wake up, and before anything happens, your mind is already active. The same inner dialogue, the same emotional tone, the same expectations. Not because life demands it, but because the body remembers. The nervous system recognizes familiarity and calls it safety. So the past becomes quietly the present, and the present slowly shapes the future. What you call yourself is often just a collection of habits. Habits of thinking, habits of feeling, habits of reacting. And when those habits repeat long enough, they feel permanent. But permanence is an illusion created by repetition. Every thought carries information. Every emotion carries instruction. Together, they train the body how to be. Over time, the body begins to anticipate the same emotional future, and anticipation becomes identity. This is why real change feels uncomfortable, not because it is wrong, but because it is unfamiliar. The body resists what it cannot predict, and yet transformation never happens in the familiar. If the same thoughts lead to the same choices, and the same choices lead to the same actions, and the same actions create the same experiences, then the same experiences will continue to produce the same emotional state, and that emotional state will quietly demand the same thoughts again. This is the loop. Most people try to break the loop by changing behavior alone, but behavior is the last expression of identity. You don't change the program by editing the screen. You change it by becoming aware of the code beneath it. Awareness is the beginning of freedom, not positive thinking, not motivation, not force, awareness. Right now, as you listen, notice this simple fact. There are thoughts appearing, and there is something noticing them. That something is not the thought. It is not the emotion. It is not the reaction. It is awareness itself. Awareness has no opinion, no agenda, no memory. It does not need to improve you. It only needs to see clearly. And when something is seen clearly, it begins to reorganize naturally. The moment you observe a thought without becoming it, you weaken its hold. The moment you feel an emotion without naming it as me, you loosen its grip on the body. This is not suppression. This is separation. Most suffering does not come from experience. It comes from identification, from confusing a passing state with a permanent self. The body has learned to live in predictable emotions. Even stress can feel familiar. Even anxiety can feel like home. So when stillness appears, the system becomes alert, because stillness has no history. Yet stillness is where choice returns. In stillness, you are no longer reacting from memory. You are available to something new. The unknown is not dangerous. It is simply undefined, and the conditioned mind does not like what it cannot label. But awareness does not need labels. Awareness is comfortable with openness. Transformation does not require effort, it requires presence. Effort belongs to the old self, trying to improve itself. Presence belongs to awareness, allowing reorganization. Notice how often the mind moves ahead, planning, predicting, rehearsing conversations that have not happened. Each time it does, the body responds emotionally, and the body does not know the difference between imagination and reality, so it prepares, and preparation becomes conditioning. When you return attention to now, the body begins to relax. Breath slows, muscles soften, and without instruction, the nervous system starts learning something new: safety in the present. You are not here to erase the past. You are here to stop living in it. The past does not disappear when you fight it. It dissolves when you stop feeding it attention. Think of attention as energy. Where attention goes, the system organizes. When attention stays in old stories, the body stays in old chemistry. When attention rests in awareness, the system recalibrates. This is why insight alone is not enough. Understanding change does not equal embodying it. The body must experience a new state often enough to learn it as real, and that happens through presence. Presence is not intense focus, it is gentle noticing. It is the willingness to stay with what is without immediately escaping into thought. At first, this may feel unfamiliar. The mind may try to distract you. The body may look for tension. This is not failure. This is the system adjusting. Every moment you remain aware without reacting, you interrupt the loop. And interruption creates space. Space allows choice. Choice does not come from thinking harder. It comes from pausing long enough for awareness to respond instead of memory. You are not trying to create a new future. You are dissolving the old one by no longer rehearsing it emotionally. The future organizes itself around the state you embody. When thought, emotion, and body are no longer in conflict, coherence emerges. And coherence feels like ease, not excitement, not intensity, ease. Ease is often misunderstood. It is not passivity, it is alignment. Action taken from alignment requires less effort and creates less resistance. As awareness stabilizes, old emotional charges soften. Triggers lose urgency, not because you fixed them, but because you are no longer living in them. You may notice moments where nothing needs to be done, where there is no internal commentary, where you are simply here. These moments are not special, they are natural. They are what remains when the self stops narrating. In that quiet presence, you are not becoming someone new. You are releasing who you thought you had to be. Identity is not lost. It becomes flexible, responsive, alive. The need to control fades when trust replaces prediction. Trust is not belief. Trust is the body learning that the present moment is enough. And from that state, intuition emerges, not as a voice, but as clarity, as knowing without effort. Life begins to meet you differently because you are no longer meeting it from the same emotional state. The world reflects coherence, just as it reflects conditioning. This is not mysticism, it is responsiveness. Life responds to the state you inhabit. You do not need to convince yourself that change is possible. You only need to stop proving that the past is real. Each time you notice that you noticed, awareness strengthens. Each return to presence is a rehearsal of freedom. Freedom is not doing whatever you want. It is no longer compelled by unconscious patterns. You are not required to become perfect. You are invited to become present.